What's up, y'all? This is your boy Ben Mahari here, representing Mahari Nation Sports Podcast. So, today I wanted to discuss my little perspective on these Dallas Cowboys. Them Dallas Cowboys are nothing but butt trash, and I want to make it clear off the bat, I am not a big fan of the Dallas Cowboys at all. But the way they've been struggling this season has been nothing more than just beyond laughable, because their defense as of right now has been purely trash. They can't even generate any pressure up front. All right, their secondaries are getting beat, and then more importantly, they're getting beaten up front. It has been one of the worst defenses I've seen from them in a long time. And usually they're a pretty good defense, but at home they don't even show up to play. They end up just getting outscored on. They getting outrushed on every single category. And the sad part about it here is that Jerry Jones sits around here trying to pretend like, oh, everything's fine. You know, we're still going to try to figure things out. Bro, you can't figure nothing out. Just stop. But I'm going to get to Jerry Jones about him in a little bit. But I've been watching some Cowboy games, and I'm going to tell you something. This defense cannot stop any opponent's running game. They've literally given up at least 100-plus yards in every single of their losses. They cannot stop the run because their defensive lineman is undersized. They can't create no pressure up front. And more importantly, they're not doing a great job of stopping up the running gaps against the opposition, which means the running backs of the opposing team can run freely against the Dallas Cowboys. All they got to do is just beat them up on front. And then on the other side of the ball, in terms of their offense, they have no running game to consider of. So, in the game against the San Francisco 49ers, they've only combined for 59 yards throughout the entire game, which meant you only had 2.9 yards per carry at best. Honestly, their whole entire running game is pretty much completely non-existent. And when you don't have a running game noteworthy of, it puts so much pressure on your quarterback to pretty much throw a perfect game the entire time. It puts so much pressure on your quarterback to not miss any of his throws. And that's what I feel that's been going on with Dak Prescott and DC Lamb, because without the running game, to at least have the defense even thinking about a running game, you're putting so much pressure on Dak Prescott to not throw any interceptions throughout the entire game, and he simply can't do it. And I'm not the biggest fan of Dak Prescott, but I mean, god damn, the guy can't fix up all of your mistakes, because a lot of your mistakes is dependent on the offense. They can't generate any running game. The offensive line gets beaten up constantly up front, right? And then more importantly, the wide receivers are not even running their usual routes. They're running around with their heads cutting off, and Dak Prescott's confused about where his receivers are going to be. DC Lamb is not known for a guy that's going to look to try to run crisp, perfect routes like a Tyreek Hill. But his specialty is to run the ball after the catch. I would try to put him in certain slant positions where he can just catch the ball and go. All right? Try to create some run after the catch. At least get some positive yards going. But they don't even do that at all. And that's why DC Lamb has been much more frustrating than ever before. And speaking of the Trayvon Diggs situation, let me tell you something. I understand that he might be a little frustrated about how the team is playing. But, bro, you were dogging it in the last few plays against the San Francisco 49ers. Don't come around here and try to throw the blame on the reporter just identifying one little thing, when collectively, you as yourself weren't even playing well the entire ball game either. So you got to hold that responsibility along with your defensive players as well. Now, hopefully Micah Parsons will return and probably will at least, help him out to a certain extent. But that's not going to clear up the entire problems. This entire Cowboy team should be 5-2 at this point. But there's so much drama, there's so much controversy, and you know where it stands from? Yes, it stands from the Peckerwood himself, Jerry Jones. All right? I look at Jerry Jones as our version of Al Davis, a guy that looks to try to create headlines, tries to make everything about the franchise to be known about himself, wants to take all the credit for the success, refuses to take the blame for its failures. Listen. When you have a owner that fired a head coach that leads you to back-to-back Super Bowls, you done messed up something special. You understand? And ever since then, Jerry Jones has never even sniffed a championship since 1995. Every single coach that he's brought in is pretty much the same scapegoat as himself. Even Bill Parcells. Bill Parcells, one of the greatest coaches in NFL history, he couldn't even handle it in Dallas. So what makes you think that Bill Belichick is going to come to the Dallas and change everything up? One of the things that Bill Belichick always preaches when he was coaching with the Patriots, you never talk to the media and you never give out bulletin board material to the opposition. Guess what? Jerry Jones does exactly what Bill Belichick hates more than anything, that he's against. So Bill Belichick is not gonna solve your problems. All right. If you think Mike McCarthy was gonna come in and try to change things up, you're badly mistaken. Mike McCarthy was nothing more than a mouthpiece to Jerry Jones. That's all there is to it. And more importantly, when you got an offense that can't even generate a running game, and then wide receivers that can't even, create even separation against opposing DBs, that's a problem I see. So this whole entire Cowboys team is just pretty much butt trash. I don't even see them make the playoffs. They're going to have to really get things going starting this upcoming weekend to really get themselves going. But it's not going to be easy. They're going to go against the Commanders right now. That their quarterback right now, he looks like he's the rookie of the year. And the experience and what he's been able to do for that Commanders team, I'm going to tell you something. That kid is special. And if he stays healthy, the Dallas Cowboys are going to have a real problem on their hands for the next few years. So they got a lot of work to do if they're going to try to turn this around, but I just don't see it happening. I think they're going to miss the playoffs, and it's going to be the same old song and dance with Jerry Jones and his, empty rhetoric, empty calories, and more importantly, the same fan base is going to buy into that crap, and they're going to get their hearts broken all over again. You just can't help yourself. So that just is what it is, man. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. With that, I'm out. Peace.